For our next story, let's talk about rejection. Whether in relationships or careers, rejection hurts. But when visa applications are rejected, the bite can be brutal. Not only because dreams of sunbathing by the ocean or hiking in mountain trails are squashed, but also because when visa applications are denied, it costs you money. And what price do Indians pay? About $10 million. Last year, Indians spent $10 million on Schengen visas. The visas they never got. I'll tell you what I'm talking about, but first, what's a Schengen visa? What is Schengen? It's an area comprising 27 countries in Europe, countries like Germany, Switzerland, and France. Now, to visit these countries, some non-Europeans, including Indians, need what's called the Schengen visa. It's a visa issued by one Schengen state, and then it's valid for traveling in any of the other 26 countries in the area. Now, we Indians love visiting Europe, so we apply for the visa. And last year, we loved the Schengen a little too hard. The visa saw a steep rise in applications from India, a 415% rise since pre-pandemic times. About 670,000 visa applications were filed by Indians, but more than 100,000 visas out of these were refused. That's a rejection rate of 18%. Feels like unrequited love, doesn't it? But let me tell you, this number is lower than the rate of 2021. In that year, 2021, the rejection rate was more than 23%. So is this cause for celebration? Not really. 18% is still higher than the worldwide average rejection rate, which stands at 17.9%. Not a big difference there, but it does matter because this rejection costs you money. When you apply for a visa, you're charged a fee. For the Schengen visa application, this amount is about $87. So Indians collectively have spent about $58 million on these applications last year. And when applications got rejected, Indians lost about $10 million. So much money lost to trips that never happened. The numbers do not look good. And if I put this into perspective, they will look worse. India got the second highest Schengen visa rejections in the world, second only to Algeria. In the case of Algeria, about 46% of the visas were turned down. It is brutal, but also not limited to Schengen by any means. Visas to countries like the US and the UK are also a pain point for many Indians. So why do these applications get rejected? For a number of reasons, like hiding your criminal background or submitting false information. But there's always more to it. A factor that does not help India's case, the strength of its passport. Because when it comes to passports, with great power comes a lot of travel. Meaning, the stronger the passport, the more countries you can visit, ideally without a visa. Japan has the world's strongest passport. The citizens of Japan can visit a whopping 193 countries without a visa. This is followed by Singapore and South Korea, where citizens can get access to 192 countries. And what is India's rank? 85th. India enjoys visa-free or visa-on-arrival travel to 59 countries. And the 85th rank looks poor, but let me tell you, it's an improvement. A slow and steady one, but an improvement for sure. It's also a sign of the changing times. Supporting the travelling Indians who are raring to go. In less than a decade, the government of India has issued more than 88 million fresh passports. And this trajectory is helping not just Indians. Visas also say a lot about engagement between countries. When Indians get visas, they engage with the countries they travel to. When Indians travel abroad, they help international economies. Indians spent over $12 billion on foreign travel last year, $12 billion in a year. And yet, getting a visa in India can be an unpleasant experience with a months-long wait and hectic documentation like proof of employment, your income and tax returns. All of this with no guarantee of success. Getting a visa is a gamble. Many are willing to play, but the question is, should they have to?